Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Ask Rebecca radio show. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone had a great week. Here's what you can expect for this week, which runs through to next Thursday, June 7th. These are general predictions for everyone in areas of work, love, finances, health, and spirituality. If you're interested in personalized monthly predictions or any other services that I offer, you can go to my website at askrebecca.guru. So, general themes for the week. One of the themes that came to mind for this week is true love. This time, true love isn't centered around relationships with others. This week, it's more about connecting with the true love for yourself and true love from God or whatever you believe in and feel is the creation of this universe. True love doesn't require the participation of another person to be activated. It begins first within you. So this week, the activation of this love will come about, and you may not feel it, or you may not even know when it happens or if it happens. More than likely, I feel like it's going to happen when everybody is asleep. So you could end up waking up in the middle of the night, or maybe you're having a restless sleep. But to me, it feels like that activation is going to take place overnight. And as time goes by, you will slowly but surely notice how differently you feel towards yourself. And it will become evident for some of you sooner and for some of you later. And once you do connect with this love for yourself, at that point, then it can be shared with others. And that's when you're going to attract more love into your life. Now, it's also another week of feeling like, excuse me, it's another week of feeling like you're in the right place at the right time. It's a state of being. You'll have an overall sense of well-being, ease, comfort, and mastery of your life. There will be unexpected opportunities that arise. I feel some of you are going to be, so I'm going to try to word it so you can understand. So I feel like some of you are going to either be like running late, or you get stuck somewhere, or maybe you're in line somewhere, or you decide to do something on a whim and change your mind from the original course that you were taking that day. And it'll just happen where you end up at the right place at the right time, where you meet someone. Maybe it's someone from your past that you reconnect with. Maybe it's someone you've never met, but it ends up being a really great connection. Or you receive an opportunity of some sort, like maybe you're going somewhere, wherever you are, you see a flyer for something, and then that leads you to somewhere else. And I also feel like if you've been seeking answers for something and you've been sending it out to the universe, I feel like you could stumble across something. Like, again, like I said, maybe you get a flyer and the flyer has exactly on it what you were looking for. So it's that kind of energy where it almost seems like it's something that comes about by a coincidence or an accident, but in reality, you're just in the flow. Now, I feel like you're being aligned with your tribe of people, your life purpose, maybe your new home, whatever it is that is in the midst of you having to spiritually evolve and grow. So you'll be aligned with that. Now, one of the downsides of this week, if you choose to perceive it this way, is a bit more of a purging process in order to get you to connect with the true love energy and get you to the right time, right place state of being. And that is going to be a sea of distractions. So are you lost in distractions all week long? More than likely, everybody's going to experience this on some level. It'll vary depending on what you've got going on in your own life. Are you looking everywhere except at your own self? Are you judging others instead of facing what's really in front of you? Are you filling your life with meaningless activities that keep you too busy to do what's really important? Are you constantly being pulled into other people's dramas? Do you gossip about others to feed separation instead of bringing about oneness? Do you put others down so you can feel superior? Is the fear of failure keeping you from moving forward? Or have you just become spaced out and overwhelmed by it all? So whatever it is, this sea of distraction is keeping you from doing what you really need to do. Pull yourself together and bring your full attention to the present so that you can be happy, right? You're working towards your happiness. That's all we want in life, is to be happy. Happiness isn't about money or material things. Happiness is a state of being, and only you can create that for yourself. Those of you who have kind of mastered working through being distracted and know that it's a self-sabotaging type behavior, well, I feel like you're not going to get as caught up in it this week. And if you do, like, there will be moments, because no matter how aware you are, we're constantly working on a deeper layer of ourselves. So if you do end up having a situation that comes up and it triggers you, just bring awareness to the situation and figure out what you're meant to learn from this issue or the situation or whatever it is. This week, for the most part, you won't feel like playing games, pretending, manipulating, seducing, or searching. You won't have the energy because you're tired of being anything other than yourself. And those of you who do get into those ways of being this week, I do feel like you will be called out by others. And if you're not called out by others, it's almost like the energy just dies there. It's like a dead energy, and whatever you're saying is not going to work or translate to the other people involved. And you'll notice that. So it's almost like you're going to get instant feedback when you're reacting in this way. I also feel like you are going to realize your true intentions, right? So, and what I mean by that is, like, the number one factor when it comes to manipulation, I feel, is people using guilt as a tool. No one likes to be guilted into stuff. Nobody likes to be made to feel guilty by others. And I feel like those of you who have master manipulators in your lives using guilt as a weapon, learn how to honor and respect yourself by saying no, right? Realize that they know how to work you over to get what they want. And if it's you that uses it as a tool, realize that's what you're doing. You're not coming from a space of truth. You're trying to manipulate a situation to get what you want. And typically that will backfire, even if it works out in the moment. But in the end, you're just building resentment and you're building unhealthy relationships. So be aware of that this week. Another theme will surround choices. Obviously, life is a series of choices. It's a constant, every minute of every day thing. Many of you don't realize that you're consistently making choices consciously, meaning you are aware of the choices you're making, or you're unconsciously or subconsciously making choices, which basically just means you're unaware of the fact that you are making choices. And not making a choice is a choice. So everyone can expect some action this week in the choice department. You're making choices, you're taking action steps that need to be made, and you're moving forward. Trust your gut and your instinct, your intuition, whatever you want to call it. You have to start somewhere, and the best place to start is taking any sort of an action step. Lastly, since this week you'll be doing a lot of growing spiritually, it will be important for you to not take yourselves too seriously. Incorporate some fun and some downtime. If you struggle with this, try to connect with memories of being a child. Children are naturally carefree, happy, and loving. And if you can't connect with your inner child, play a board game, or if you have children, just sit back and observe them playing and being themselves. You know, mainly just try to be easy with yourselves this week. Work, for those of you employed, you could be dealing with risk takers and liars at work this week. If you sense something is wrong, it probably is. Trust yourself. Those of you who have been miserable at your job for years, this is the week to make some choices. It's a great week to make some choices. So let me emphasize that. It's a really great week. You hold the key to changing your work situation. Be fearless and put yourself out there. You have nothing to lose, right? You have nothing to lose. You're at your job, you're putting yourself out there, you get some interviews, whatever the case. The only negative thing that could potentially happen by you putting yourself out there is you end up staying at your job another 10 years being miserable. So it's a win-win situation, because in the end, I feel like you putting yourself out there is going to shake loose some stagnant energy, and you're actually going to be really, really surprised at the outcome, because I do feel like you'll have better opportunities than what you can even imagine for yourself right now. So I feel like you've got to put yourself out there and just see what happens. I feel for some of you, I feel like some of you might have to take $1 an hour or pay cut or something, but then you're going to be happier and there's room to grow and make more money. So sometimes it feels like you could be taking a step back, but you just have to figure out what your value system is, right? Is money more important to you, or would you rather lose $1 an hour and be happy at work and feel peace? And if you're happy at work, then you're happy at home. So you see what I mean? So again, just put yourself out there. The rest of you, I feel like it's just going to be work as usual, nothing too exciting. Work for those of you looking for a job. Those of you looking, I really am not feeling too much happening this week. In the US, we are just coming off of a holiday weekend, and lots of people are still on vacation or just getting back to the grind. So it feels to me like no one's really returning calls or setting up interviews, or much it just feels like everybody's playing catch up and there's no time for new stuff. So that doesn't mean for you not to apply, right? So just send out your resumes, apply at places, and just keep putting yourself out there. Love, committed relationships. I feel like some of you will be making your feelings clear about your wants and needs in your relationship. I do feel like it will be successful for you, and you'll be pleasantly surprised by the outcome. Some may have a perceived negative response, but in the end, it will turn out for the best, even if it means you go your separate ways. I just feel like it's time to, communicate what's going on. Saying nothing is saying a lot, right? And you want change. You want to be happy. That's the goal. Also, if you think you have evidence that someone isn't treating you right, well, trust your gut and stop holding on to an unhealthy relationship. Believe me, it's better to be alone temporarily and get right with yourself than being unhappy for the rest of your life, right? Imagine yourself waking up every day feeling the way you do today. You don't want that. So some of you could be dealing with a little conflict involving your children as well this week. And to me, it feels like you're not dealing. It's not that your children are causing issues or anything like that, or maybe they are, but I feel like it will be between the parents. So it would be between you and your spouse or your partner, not being on the same page when it comes to discipline or anything else that might be going on with your children, or maybe you won't be on the same page discussing whether or not you want to have children or if now's the right time. So something along those lines. Those of you that are looking for love, I feel like some of you could meet someone younger that you're interested in. You'll try to talk yourself out of it or make excuses as to why it wouldn't work. Don't sell yourself short. Age is but a number and has absolutely nothing to do with soul connections or life experiences. Give the person a chance. And again, I just feel like you could be pleasantly surprised. Finances, some of you will be making some important financial decisions this week. If these financial decisions involve large purchases, I feel like it's really important for you to do your homework, right? Make sure you're doing some research. If you're buying a $2,000 air conditioning unit or however much they cost, make sure you're doing research and that you're spending your money wisely and not just going for the cheapest product because it's cheap and then you're going to have to fix it another year later or whatever the case is. Just do some research. Some of you may be waiting on financial decisions by others, which I feel like could include a bank, or maybe you asked to borrow money from a parent, or whatever financial situation. I do feel like whatever it is, it will work out in your favor. And to me, financially, things feel like they will be on an upswing for everyone in the next coming weeks and months. And I do feel like this week is not a week to gamble. So don't spend your money frivolously. Okay, let's see here. Health. So this week, some of you will realize you've got to take control of over your health. You're feeling like crap, and you have been for a while. You know it's connected to unhealthy eating, unhealthy drinking habits, maybe some drugs, maybe some alcohol, maybe some smoking. Whatever your vice is, I feel like this week you may say enough is enough and make a choice to get healthier. Most of you, I feel like, have been thinking about changes for a while, maybe over the several weeks, couple of months, and you've given yourself like a date that you're like, all right, this is when I'm going to do it. Well, I feel like that's going to fall in this week sometime. And again, just take some action steps. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just cut out one thing at a time. I also feel like many of you will be experiencing some sort of back pain this week. And it feels like it could be tight muscles from carrying stress in your shoulders. It could be some lower back pain, which to me is connected to feeling secure and financial stuff. Either way, I just feel like there's going to be stuff going on with everybody's back. And some of you might actually have just maybe having back surgery, or you physically end up hurting yourself. Maybe you're at the gym, you pull a muscle, whatever the case is. Either way, you'll notice those feelings, and I feel like the best advice I could give you is get a massage, because they're amazing. Spirituality, many of you have been going through some tough times in life, and the universe has been putting you through the ringer and purging you of everything. You're not alone. We're all going through a huge leap in consciousness on a soul level. Make time to practice forgiveness this week and try to squeeze in, or some meditation or anything that's going to help you just spiritually grow and bring you some peace of mind. And even if that's just going for a walk around the block or being out in nature, I just feel like, again, take a little bit of soul time, me time. And those of you consistently working on your spirituality, I feel this week things could feel a little stagnant for you, like you're doing the same rituals and practices over and over again, so you might feel a little bored. I would recommend switching it up. Don't be afraid to explore other belief systems. Doesn't mean you have to take them on as yourself, but to gain a better understanding of every other people and how they view life and what they believe, it's always a good idea to explore things that necessarily you aren't maybe in agreement with, but you would gain a better understanding of other people and understand why they believe things that they do, or why they react to things that they do. Either way, I feel like overall it's going to be a decent week, nothing too crazy. And that covers this week's predictions. And I hope everybody has a great week. Let's get to tonight's caller. Let me see where I'm at here. I want to say it's Dion in Chicago.
Hello?
Did I pronounce your name right?
Yes. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. How are you? How can I help you?
Well, my question is that I am looking to go down into Nashville to sell some of my products. And I just wanted to know what your read is on that. Like, when do you think I'll be able to go? I mean, obviously, I know I could say, I could go tomorrow, but realistically, like, I'm prepared and everything.
Well, I don't feel like it's tomorrow. I do feel like you've got some stuff going on in Chicago that you need to take care of. And I feel like you going to Nashville would be a good thing, because everything around you, I feel, is connected to work. Like, work is, very much the focal point right now. And I feel like everything surrounding your work life and what you're doing is very much in a positive way. So to me, I think Nashville is a great idea for you to go. And I feel like if you can make it happen, I would say no later than September. Do you have a time frame that you're looking at?
July. I was hoping
Perfect.
July, but September
Perfect.
would be fine also.
Well, I'm saying no later. I feel like you've got to go between now and September. So I wouldn't go later than September because I feel like the energy will be a little bit different and I feel like the outcome will be better if you go sooner. But again, I don't mean tomorrow. So July, that resonates with me and I feel like you'll have a good outcome. Can I ask you what type of products that you sell?
Sure. I sell vinyl windows.
Ah, okay.
I'm a
Interesting.
wholesaler.
You're a what?
I'm a wholesaler.
Oh, okay. So you're going there to connect with other businesses, right? That would like actually sell and install the product?
Correct.
Got ya. Okay. So I feel like you've already made a connection with, I know you're not going on a whim. So I feel like you do have a connection with a pretty decent sized company, but I kind of feel like you're actually going to end up connecting with more than one business. I feel like you could really walk away with multiple sales. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Okay, well, I'm feeling like that is the case. If you go down there and you bust your butt and you're putting yourself out there and networking, because I feel like someone in the initial company that you're going to will somehow end up referring you to another smaller local business. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's going to be following breadcrumbs almost, right? You're like following leads and putting the pieces together, or even like maybe there's a night where there's a social event surrounding this sort of industry and you'll make multiple connections. I feel like one of them is a bigger connection and then I feel like smaller ones as well. Like mom and pop, like, you know, small business owners that could use this product to also make some money.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you so much for my reading. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I do have one little caution for you.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. It's just something that I want you to be aware of. I feel like when you go, and it may not be there, it could be something that you're dealing with in Chicago, but I feel like there's some jealousy or pettiness. I don't know if you have other people that you work with or have people on your team that are also selling the product, but I just kind of feel like there's a little bit of competition or a feeling of, you know, some ill will that could arise.
Down in Nashville or up here in Chicago? Up here in Chicago, yeah, that's 100% accurate.
Yeah, so yeah. I wasn't sure if it would be Tennessee or, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was going to be Nashville. I felt like it's in one of the places that you're at. I feel like there's somebody there that has some issues. And it feels like a little bit of jealousy and pettiness and, you know, some sneaky stuff.
Yeah, you're right on the money with that in Chicago, which is why I like to just go where I'm appreciated and not where I'm tolerated. So I just feel like, you know, I can spread my wings. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But you're right about that 100% in Chicago.
Yeah, I just feel like it's I feel like you just need to keep your cool. And like you said, if you're putting yourself out there, and I do feel like it would be a really positive thing for you to also go to other states besides Tennessee. You know, I kept feeling a state with an N, and I'm not sure if it's like New York or Nevada or North Carolina, but for some reason, N states, I feel like you would find some success in that as well. So if you haven't been looking around in other states, I would recommend doing some searching or connections with other people in states that start with the letter N.
That is so funny because I sell in New York, and I sell so many windows in New York that they have to be picked up by semi.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, you're just confirming to keep going east and south. Wow, you're
Yes.
really good.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I definitely feel like you've got to go hit all the end states. You know, New York, I definitely felt was a good energy. But yeah, look into Nevada, North Carolina, and I'm sure there's other end states that I just can't think of right now. But I feel like that will give you another lead, because I just feel nothing but success for you. And you work on commission, I feel, or like you get a percentage.
Yes, I work on commission, both. Yes.
Okay, so I feel like, and I don't know if you've thought about this or how exactly, you know, everything works where you're at, but for some reason, I just feel like ask for a raise. I feel like if you say, hey, you know what, I've been busting my butt, I'm hitting new states, I'm hitting, you know, getting different clients. I feel like I'm worthy of getting whatever, a 1%, 2%, you know, whatever it is. I feel like if you ask, you'll get it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I only have 30 seconds left. I wish you the best of luck. And Dave actually messaged and said there's New Hampshire and Nebraska. So there's a bunch of end states. So hit them all, okay? I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, everybody. I hope everybody has a great week. And if you'd like to book a session, you know how to reach me at AskRebecca@gmail.com, or you can call or text 407-374-3133. See you next week. Bye.